I think the defining moment for me in the Nashville turnaround to me was
Bogart. joerilla.com.
I think the defining moment for me in the Nashville turnaround to me was when Brian called me from the concrete. And it was a crazy story. We was in the middle of snow and an ex-girlfriend of mine's sister had died. You feel me? And it was kind of funny, it's personal, but I had came up here for that. And of course I've been living in Memphis and flying other places to work on this record. And of course, somehow, I guess my dude had called Brian like, man, Jelly gonna be in town if you still want to do that interview with him. And I went and met Brian. We stopped by somewhere, we shot the pictures, and then we went to the concrete office and did the interview. And when it was done, Brian was like, man, between me and you, man, you know, we've been watching you, man, and we think we're gonna give you the cover in December. And I was like, horse shit, you know what I'm saying? I was like, don't play with me, Brian, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that to me, man. Like, I think that was just a big turnaround for me, man. It was like, it made me feel good because it's like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I've always felt like Nashville's black sheep. I've always felt like the guy in Nashville that people accepted, but kind of rejected too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always something for them not to let my credibility ride. Like, when I was doing the freestyle battles, it was like, okay, he winning freestyle battles, but he can't write shit. You feel me? And then I would write a song, and then I'd go to jail. And then you'd have people like, the motherfucker can't stay out of jail. You feel me? Fuck how good of a song he writes. You feel me? I just felt like everything I was doing, it was always something that I wasn't getting the credit I really deserved. And I just always kind of felt like a black sheep because I'm not really the club guy. Like, I'm not the big mover, shaker, smile. I'm not at the club shaking hands and kissing babies. Like, I'm not campaigning here. Like, and not because of it's Nashville. Because, Joe, I'm just not one of them guys. So I feel like I always get swept under a rug because it's like, Jelly don't be at the events or, you know, like award shows or things of that nature. Like, I quit going to them. I know what's me and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not particularly my MO. Like, them club scenes and them industry insider events and listening parties. I'm just not, that's not my thing. I just want to find my own lane and get respected for my own lane. And I feel like that's finally happening. Like, from years of doing hate records. I mean, I got hot from the Hate Goes On, from hate on, hate on, hate on, hate on, to like doing a song now that, like, you know, how I remember the Villa. I do this for my city, like shit that really makes me feel good. Like, and I feel like the OGs of the city have really reached out to me for the most part. Like, the ones I grew up listening to, the Rude Awakenings, the Cool Daddy Freshes, the Pistols, the Haystacks, you know what I'm saying, the Boogies, you know, before Boogie ended up with his situation, like, really reached out to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, man, we fuck with you, man, keep pushing. And then, you know, me and Paper got in the studio not too long ago, did a just unbelievable record together. Coop, Wee, a lot of local producers, Fade Eastwood been reaching out on Volume 4 and putting production up. It's kind of like, yeah, like, it make me feel good because, like, you know, we had to add the XXL this month. Everybody's like, ooh, Jelly, the XXL. And I'm like, no disrespect to the XXL, but that didn't hold a candle to me being on the cover of Concrete. Like, because it's some Nashville shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, other magazines and websites call and be like, yeah, man, we want to interview you. But to have joerilla want to interview me and have Concrete want to interview me, is like, that means more to me because I just always wanted the respect of my peers. You feel me? My peers ain't in St. Louis or nothing against them artists up there. That's their local scene. I just wanted the respect of mine, and I feel like we finally getting it, man. I'm blessed to have my name popping up in the conversations it pops up in. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I hear them talking about Buck and talking about Star and talking about Paper, they talk about Jelly now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, man, that feel good, man, because I feel like we broke a racial barrier doing that too. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't have the balls to say that on camera, but it's like, my fear was I was going to be compared to Bubba Sparks and Haystack and Eminem. You know what I'm saying? I feared that. But instead, they compare me to All-Star, Young Buck, and Paper. And I'm like, fuck yeah, compare me to 8-Ball. You know what I'm saying? Don't compare me to Eminem. I don't sound anything like Eminem. I kind of sound like 8-Ball, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just blessed, man. I'm excited about this shit, dog. Like, I'm a fan. You feel me? I'm here.
These are the views and opinions of Jelly Roll. Nobody else. This ain't got nothing to do with anybody else.
Yeah, man, I mean, it was just like a good situation, Joe. I was like, I got up with White, we did pop another pill, you know what I'm saying? We had started getting a buzz, and Juicy J had called White, like, what's up, man? I really want to get with the Jelly Roll guy. And of course, they started talking in and trying to figure out how they was really going to make the shit work, you know what I'm saying? And all in all, I think they pretty much decided that, you know, at first we really wanted to do a group album. So Paul and Juice came to the table and was like, man, Project Pat just signed this guy B Peasy out of Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? I want you, Jelly, and the B Peasy guy to do an album together. We want to call it Snow. So, I mean, that's kind of how my situation went from being a solely white situation to a hypnotized mind situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just a good look. 2000 Tennessee was just what we set out to be, man. It was a good year. I went into 2010. I just got out of a halfway house. You know, I got released from state, pretty much being locked up, incarcerated in early 2010. 2009. So I've been out about a year, and I've been in the halfway house in 2009, and to come home in 2010, just really focused and out the gate. I mean, we started with nothing, man. We did Deal or No Deal. We did Therapeutic Music 1. I launched a website, jellyrollmusic.com. We launched my Twitter. We launched my Facebook. We buried my MySpace because we know nobody fucks with that anymore. It was just a launching, man. It was a birth year, and I met with White. We did the Pop Another Pill shit. We ended up on tour behind it. Ended up working with some legends, man. I mean, I found myself in the studio this year I did a full project with Juicy J and DJ Paul and Project Pat from 3-6 Mafia. I did the whole Yellow, I was in the studio with Yellow Wolf. Struggle got him a situation down there with Slum America. We was in the studio with Killer Mike, you know what I'm saying? It was just like a year of like building. And the tour was probably the best part though. Like, we did La Vila Spring Break. We did Florida all through the Panhandle. You know what I'm saying? I tore the Midwest to pieces. Literally, I went as far as Detroit and as far over as like Nebraska, Iowa. I think we even touched Washington State at one point this year. And we went as far down as you can go to the ocean. As far down south as you can go through Texas to the ocean, to the Gulf. We touched it all, man. It was a good response to it. You know, it's funny how you'll go some places, the internet's so big, you'll go like, we did a show in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Nobody knew who the fuck Jelly Roll was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But we went down to Wick City, Largo, Florida, right outside Tampa, you feel me? And it was like, people was like, oh man, yeah, that's cool, Lil White's here, but we're here to see Jelly Roll. I'm like, damn, this is wild. Like, the internet's just crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see how that would work. Like, we went to places where people wouldn't know me at all, to places where it would really be like me and White fuck with each other, which it was usually White shows, but there was some shows where White would look at me like, it's a Jelly Roll show right here, boss. You let me open up for you. That's your crowd out there. And the internet's so big too, man, with download and piracy. I would see situations, Joe, where I would be performing and people just be looking at me like, I do thank the haters. They be like, that's all cool. I do the next song, they be like, that's cool. We do Pop Another Pill, they get a little hype. I might do Here It Is, they get a little hype. I do The Hate Goes On, they get a little hype. And then I play Trap House. And it's like people would come from the Raptors. I'm talking about people would come from the back of the club, posted against the walls like that was their song. They got it on a CD. Some people didn't even know I was the guy that sing it. It was advertised like, you know, performing single Trap House. I'm like, that's not my single. You know what I'm saying? It was just where motherfuckers in that city picked up that song. This shit was fun, man. I had a blast in 2010. Yeah, man. I think the biggest thing we're working on right now, we wrap Snow up. It's got distribution, so Hypnotized Minds presents Snow March 15th. That should be like in Best Buys and like Targets and shit everywhere. We're doing the Independent Gamble on the White Boy Volume 4. That'll be out this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully February. Like, we're really wrapping that shit up. We're in the studio now. And I got another project I'm working on with an artist. It's kind of big, man, and we're just kind of sitting on that right now. We ain't 100% sure how it's going to work out yet, but just know me, I got another thing coming that's pretty much done. And Volume 4 Snow, man, is it. Of course, I hope to do my album this year. And I guess the biggest thing I'm doing this year that's gonna fuck everybody up is, you know, we shooting an independent film this year. We shooting a full feature length movie, and it's called White Trash Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be out later this year. It's like a comedy. I mean, it's a good movie, man. We wrote it ourselves. We're gonna shoot it ourselves. We're gonna produce it ourselves. We're gonna promote it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, it's just been about branding, man. You know, the biggest thing is we're just branding. We ain't stopping nowhere. We're gonna keep doing mixtapes. Therapeutic Music 3's coming this year. You know, we're reaching out to other artists now. One from the song Trap House, we putting him out this year. His mixtape will be out in the next 3 months. Worm, still out south. Mr. South to Death Volume 2 will be out. You know, we still pushing the Show Improve movement with Chatty Bobby and Squints. And the Struggle's got a lot going on this year too, man. I look forward to the Struggle having a year this year like I had last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what I'm hoping. Of course, I think it'll be on a way larger scale. But that's what we pushing for, man. We just trying to do team efforts here, man, and just keep building the brand and the website. What does Jelly Roll listen to? Right now, let's say I can pretend I got a 5-disc changer in the truck. Right now, my 5-disc changer. I got Darius Rucker in one, cause you know I'm on that comeback song right now. I got Zach Brown in one. I just came back from the Zach Brown concert. It was great. I was just telling Joe about it off the camera. I just came back from the Garth Brooks concert. That was great. I've been listening to the Shooter Jennings Black Ribbon. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to Shooter real tough. And I did pick up Yellow Wolf Trunk Music 0 to 60. I got a lot of local shit. Like, I still be banging like the hell out of local. Like, the only rap I listen to is local shit. And that's crazy. Like, I keep up with Wiz because I respect Wiz as an artist. And I keep up with Chamillionaire because that's my favorite artist. I respect T.I. I respect a lot of hip-hop artists. But if I'm really banging something in the car, it's like I'm banging like whatever, like local shit. Like, and sometimes it be old local shit. Like, I think I got that Cool Daddy Fresh in the car right now, that Sex Drive. I think I'm still on that Sex Drive. Pistol that ain't cool to snitch. I be on that type shit. I be on that old Haystack. I picked up Starlito's Way 3. It was bumping. I ain't got to listen to it all the way through yet, but I picked it up to support the local shit. And you know, Stars always puts out good projects. I got some underground paper shit I picked up in the studio. Some of the Paper's next record shit is hard. I don't know, but I listen to shit I can't really talk about. But mostly I listen to country music, man. I be on some like 95.5 The Wolf shit. The Big 98. You know what I'm saying? I be on like 103.3. I be on some whole different shit in the car, man. I can't think of a time I've listened to too much of the hip hop station here in Nashville. I remember back when it was Blazing 106, I used to be on it when Rick Walker was on 92. Oh, I'm showing my age, baby. You got me showing my age. I'm old, man. God, next question.